if you couldn't read that, the gloves are off. This is my thoughts on the indoctrination theory versus the literal meaning of the Mass Effect ending. Well, ever since Mass Effect ending, there's been an uproar since the ending, and I've made my videos about it, and this will probably be the last video that I will talk about this topic. More than likely you'll want another one, but this is going to be hopefully my last video on the topic, because I honestly am getting sick and fucking tired of it. Now, I made my theories and my plans clear in my previous video for my live reaction to the Mass Effect ending, which is actually getting decent views, which I thank you again for. And then my thoughts on Tally's photo and the ending. If you haven't seen those videos, go and check them out. But I've been getting a question or two. What theory do I think is right? The indoctrination theory or the literal theory? The indoctrination theory is the last 10-15, the last part after Shepard gets hit by the beam, when he goes to the Citadel at the end. That whole thing was an indoctrination theory, attempt to take control of Shepard by the Reapers. The other thing is that it's the literal meaning that what happens, happened. There's no ifs, there's no buts about it, there's no secret meaning. And I'm going to get my opinion right out from the start. I am more inclined to believe the indoctrination theory than the literal theory. I guarantee I'm going to get some hateful comments for that, but here's what I've got to say for that. Go fuck yourself, okay? I'm not being Mr. Nice Guy anymore. I'm going to basically be as brutal as I fucking can. I guarantee I'm going to lose some subscribers. I guarantee I'm going to get some hate, and that dislike button is just going to go zoom by the end of this video, because I'm basically going to rip both sides a fucking new asshole. Look, the indoctrination theory has some clear points, and to help you out, I'll leave a link to 3 different videos on both sides of the theory. I'll leave one to the indoctrination theory video, one to the top 10 plot holes from the Mass Effect ending, and 3 will be GamerMD's thoughts on it and pointing out the problems with the indoctrination theory. I'll be neutral on this part for this bit. You go check out all 3 of those videos and then make your opinion. Don't go for one. Now, firstly, I'll talk about the indoctrination theory. The indoctrination theory, the reason I believe it more is because there are some good points that I've made in the video and also in that, and I kind of thought of that, the indoctrination theory, part way through my first playthrough, but more so on my second playthrough. And the reason that I believe it is not because of all the grasping at straws. I mean, literally, people are fucking grasping at straws to make this indoctrination theory possible. When all you need to say is the dream sequences and the Rachni. Those are the only 2 points that I make that I kind of think, well, they kind of make a good point in that fact. And you're wondering, is Rachni? What the fuck am I talking about Rachni for? The Rachni Queen in Mass Effect 3, if you saved her from Mass Effect 1, if memory serves me, I honestly think it is Mass Effect 3, she clearly states what the Rachni see when the Reapers were trying to indoctrinate them. I'm probably wrong in that aspect, but here's what, if memory serves me, the 2 things that I remember is oily shadows and a tone that drowns out the voices of her children. Does that happen to sound a little familiar? A little familiar? Shepard is seeing oily shadows. Oily! Like the dripping. Can you not notice this, you fucking morons? The tone, the Reaper, you're just going to toss that out of the window. Now, if you think that that's in my opinion, that is a near enough clear thing that partly the indoctrination theory has merit on. That part, the dream sequences alone. But a lot of you out there will probably go, no, the dream sequences are Shepard feeling his guilt. You're right on that part. Shepard is feeling guilty. Here's what I want to make thing one apparently clear. The indoctrination by the Reapers can be a lengthy process, especially in strong-minded individuals. And GamerMD made it quite clear in her videos that, which I kind of agree on, that indoctrinated individuals, the first sign of indoctrination is voices in their head. What did Shepard hear during his dream sequence? But then you go there, but he has to be awake to hear the voices. Debatable. I'll say it, debatable. Shepard, throughout Mass Effect 3, is feeling guilt about the people that he cannot save. And people are saying that that's the dream sequences. That is basically his guilt, and the child represents his guilt. How do the Reapers indoctrinate the individuals? especially strong-minded individuals. It's quite clear how they do that with Saren and the Elusive Man, and of course Dr. Kenson from the Arrival DLC. Saren tried to find a way for the Reapers and Organics to work together. He wanted to save the universe. He wanted to try and be peaceful between them. The Reapers and the and the Organics working together in harmony. That's what he wanted. What did Sovereign do in that? He played on it. He made Saren think that would work. That was Saren's mental weakness. The Elusive Man... Sorry, I'll go with Kenson. Kenson. I also don't know her mental weakness was, but she started worshipping the Reapers as gods, basically, which is kind of apparent in Reaper Indoctrination. The Elusive Man. He wanted what was best for humanity and he wanted humanity to be at the top of the galactic ladder. And what did the Reapers do? They played on that. They made him think that if he could control the Reapers, humans would be the most dominant race in the entire galaxy. And what happened? He became indoctrinated. Ah, shocker. And that kind of clears up the fact that what is Shepard's one weakness in Mass Effect 3? His guilt. And the Reapers play on that guilt. So both arguments on the fact that the dream sequences are Shepard's guilt and the dream sequences are fucking indoctrination attempts, they're the exact fucking same, people. Shepard is feeling guilty, that's what the dream sequences are about, and the Reapers are playing on his fucking guilt. You fucking morons. That, in my opinion, kind of makes sense. But, at the same time, I'm not saying the indoctrination thing, everything in the indoctrination theory is absolutely correct. There are some fucking stupid things in it. Like the boy at the start of the game and throughout the dream sequences may not have been real. There is some argument whether or not he was real or not. The first argument is that at the start of the game, if you look near the building before you go there, you do see the boy running in before the building is blown to fucking smithereens. And you kind of go, okay, how the fuck did the boy survive that? That's my question. How did the boy survive that? And then, of course, that Anderson didn't see him. Is there a possibility that maybe Anderson was too far away to hear the fucking boy? And he crawled back into the fucking bin? And the fact that nobody helped him at the start of the game to get on the shuttle? It's a fucking Reaper invasion. I'm pretty sure if you saw a child who was just getting into the shuttle, you'd be like, he can get in himself. Fucking shoot. That is kind of a debunked theory. It's possible that he wasn't real, but it's also possible that he was real. It's debatable, okay? Can we just agree on the fact that we may both, either side could be right? What other things? I'm trying to think. There's a lot of things that you could take out of it. Harbinger leaving is another thing. Harbinger could have thought Shepard was dead. Shepard didn't start moving until Harbinger fucked off. But then you go, well, why did they do that? Blah, blah, blah. Don't care. It's just fucking idiotic. You fucking idiots. I'm not being kind, okay? I'm just calling you what you are, basically. You are arguing over what theory is right. In my opinion, both theories have merit. The indoctrination theory has some very good points, i.e. the Arachni, oily shadows, and a tone. What is in the dream sequence? Oily shadows and a fucking tone. How the Reapers of Indoctrination, I've already went over that. How I see the indoctrination, in my opinion, from all of the games, by the way. What else? But at the same time, the literal side of the party, I completely see what you're going for. It could be that. It could be that. It could be the indoctrination theory. It could be the fact that it is basically what we see is what we get. All the mass relays are fucking destroyed. Everyone's dead. No fucking happy ending. I'm happy with that. I like a story that doesn't have a fucking happy ending, but I would like the option of a happy ending. But one thing that does point out in the indoctrination theory that I kind of think is right